Welcome to Dr. Dick, and he's going to rant about... It's Dr. Jester. The only difference is that now I look a bit like more of a dick. Yeah, like a cock. Or something like that without my beard, which was initially, when I grew it, it was to hide my fupa when I was fat. And then I kind of grew to like it, and after the surgery I kept it. Yesterday I decided to shave it so I can go and restart the beard. I'm really looking forward to the period where the beard is growing and it's scruffy and I get itchy all the time. Really looking forward to that. No, I'm not. No, but the surprise you saw in there is the same surprise I actually got when I looked myself in the mirror. And I saw myself, oh boy, who's that hairless little ape over there? Damn, he's hot. Oh, wait, that's me. Anyway, welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about, well, from Bounding to Comics, this. Indiana Jones director James Mangold throws temper tantrum after fan voices concerns about his upcoming movie. Yeah, he threw a massive temper tantrum. That's typical from somebody with stuff to hide. Or he knows the movie is going to suck. But, here we go. Coffee. Please help me, God, coffee. Indiana Jones 5 director James Mangold threw a temper tantrum after a fan voiced their concerns about the upcoming film starring Harrison Ford. Twitter user and YouTube Matthew Kaddish posted to Twitter his concerns about the upcoming film. He wrote, "To anyone thinking Indiana Jones 5 might be good, just let me point out one, most important of it all. No Steven Spielberg, not Steven, English. Kathleen Kennedy is producing, so that's a big red flag. So huge that it says, hey, look at me, I'm going to fucking screw up everything. That's exactly what it is telling you about. Kathleen Kennedy, the woman that murdered Star Wars. Yeah. Murdered everything about Lucasfilm. Yeah. Anyway, Harrison Ford is 78 years old. I remember the discussions back years and years ago where they wanted to make before the last Indiana Jones movie, they wanted to make a movie, but they said that Indiana Jones is just too old. I don't think he's capable of doing it. I remember the discussions with the urinalists and stuff like that. Then eventually the movie happened. No, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. And now with him being 78 years old, the stuff he couldn't do in the other movie, now is doubled. And now it's written by Jonathan Kasdan, who wrote Solo. But as the director pointed out, and we found out, apparently it's not being written by Jonathan Kasdan. So maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, Mangold will directly respond to insulting Kaddish. He wrote, No, it needs a very sorry voice. Exactly like I said.
Thanks, Matt. Keep making the world a better place by crapping on things in the first week of production from your basement. I've never seen a script by John. Nothing against him, just reality, but the words I started from a blank page. Well, they're hugely talented and all at my side.
Mangold would stop there, though. Wouldn't stop there. He would continue to insult and deride Kaddish and his podcast team, The Salty Nerd. The Salty Nerd would tweet, "We don't have basements, but we do have a kick-ass studio with a Batman statue." I have to agree, that does look like a kick-ass studio. Reminder, subscribe to Something Nerd I need to do. I don't know his content, never watched it, never seen it, but after all of this, maybe I'm gonna give it a go. Mangold replied,
Yeah, that's a kick-ass studio. Congrats on Batman statue and the Jan of Corks. So how about you let me finish my film and then bitch I word about it in the front of your Ethereum bricks lit by your falsely bouncing light and maybe don't come opinion news.
Yep, the guy got really salty. Before that, Mangold described Kaddish as clickbaiter, a nightcrawler. Holy fuck, the dude really is digging up really at the bottom there, you dung heap. Another thing that I need to point out. Apparently, when you don't shave the certain areas on your face for years, you have a tendency to cut yourself a lot. I bled through a lot of parts on my face. I looked like I was murdered or beaten after I shaved. Fascinating, right? And it did hurt a little when I poured water on top of it. That is, it happened. Anyway,
Thanks, Axe. I don't mind people grinding and prognosticating, but on my watch, false information, ageism, and snap from so-called journalists is gonna be confronted directly and forcefully. I am hashtag. These clickbaiters like to dish it out, but like nightcrawlers can't stand the light.
Mangold will then get back in and forth with Kaddish. Kaddish would respond to another user about his concerns about Ford's age. He wrote, let's see. Ford will always be indie. The issue is whether he's still believable as a character if he is doing crazy action scenes and pushing 80 years old. Mangold and again.
Have you read the script? But clearly not, cause you don't even know who wrote it. So why don't you take a rest on my show till there's a trailer with a title or something for you to be upset about? Hashtag. For all you know, I could be addressing all your worries. Ooh.
Sir, I would love it if you proved me wrong and made a great Indiana Jones movie. I have been an indie fan since I was a kid. It's one of my all-time favorite franchises, but it's hard to get excited over what I'm seeing. Yeah, I have to agree with him. It definitely is hard, especially with Kathleen Kennedy at the helm. And then we see somebody here, Mangold, the supposed director of the movie, throwing such a temper tantrum that makes me question, hey, if he's this triggered, maybe there's some truth into what Matthew Kaddish has said. I had to verify his name. Don't blame me. And it definitely paints the next Indiana Jones movie as something to worry about, especially because of the constant woke-washing content coming out of Hollywood. Trust me, people are already traumatized every time they announce, hey, we are doing a movie about this and this and that, from comic books or anything else. And you already expect it not only is going to be woke-washed, but it's probably going to be crap, because they need to shove modern-day politics and virtue signals. So, trust me, his worries are definitely something that I think is quite correct to worry about. I would. Anyway, let's read.
I'm sorry, you're finding it hard to get excited about the fun I'm making. Hashtag. But considering you don't know the story, the script, the title, and some of the cast, nor have you seen images, if I were you, I would spend my time flipping hot takes about something that exists.
If you would care to enlighten me about your story or anything else you'd be comfortable sharing, I would love to hear it, but so far everything I have seen, heard, is not encouraging. Please set me straight. Well, apparently the guy is definitely acting way more civilized than I would. The moment the Mangold tried to throw a temper tantrum and hurl insults about basement and things like that, I probably would have lowered my standards to the primitive sort that I am, a caveman, and would then try to insult him pretty much on the same thing. Well, at least I'm not a has-been director of some crappy movie and taking notes or being ruled upon by the failure that murdered Star Wars. At least something like that I would have come up with. Trying to insult the guy too, isn't he? So, Matthew Kaddish, you're a better human than I am. That's definite. Anyway, let's see, where was I? Oh, right. I've argued with people in writers' rooms and on movie sets back when I worked in Hollywood, but even if it was just over the internet, I'm free to share my opinions wherever the hell I want, about whatever I want. Turns out that Matthew Kaddish is also right on this one. Fascinating. Let's go.
Tell us about your Hollywood experience, Matt, so I can cancel you. Cancel culture. Hashtag cancel culture. Ooh. Matt, give me subtitles of your work so we can be on equal footing.
Don't you have access to databases and things like that in Hollywood? Never mind. I'm not as successful as you, sir. I made a movie with Jeremy Renner back in 2004 and tried to get it into a feature, but it ultimately went nowhere. Worked with a couple producers on unproduced screenplays, quit Hollywood and became a novelist. Got lots of experience in town, though. Mangold would eventually get in back and forth with YouTuber Odin's movie blog, where he attempted to explain why he decided to throw in his temper tantrum while still throwing the temper tantrum. Yeah. These directors are starting to look like, or definitely act like the prima donnas and things like that. Like teenage girls who got a no in return. No, those privileged never gotten a no in their lives eventually got a no. Temper tantrums from those 15-year-old girls. Oh. Anyway, but no, first coffee, then read. But first, he responded to Twitter user Dignity Dude, who wrote, Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm touching my face again. It's fascinating. Who wrote, apparently Twitter users are now required to submit movie opinion permit applications to James Mangold in triplicate for his explicit approval. I think you got something wrong here. You forgot the triplicate, approved, and double approved, and then signature verified, and then double verified with another triplicate approval from the nearby government agency, and then triplicate approved from Mangold. So that way, when you listen, you complain, and only then, if it's approved, it gets shared online. That's how things should work with these people, isn't it? Oh boy.
No, that's not what I was saying. It was exactly what I was saying, but I'm gonna say something else. I was coming after the vendors selling clicks, not fans. Sort it out, a dude. Hashtag bad dude.
Hello, he had no links or anything, just laying out his thoughts. And then you, so-called professional, decided to have a hissy fit. Sad and pathetic. God help you. I agree with him. On his movie blog. Very well put on that one.
Someone replied and included me if you care to know. No, the tweet came from a site, not a fan.
The original tweet with what?
It had facts wrong and was nasty. So nasty. I understand you think that I should let people like him spot his set, but most days I do. Not today. Today I'm on my man period. Hashtag man period.
Good lord, Mangold! Grow a pair! If I threw a temper tantrum to every critic that I have received, I would be pretty much busy every single time of every single hour of the day. Then, of course, he replied, Matthew Kaddish is not a fan.
He has YouTube channel and a website. He may well be a fan, whatever the fuck that means. Fuck, I mean he's fan, but he certainly is not my fan. As he hardly seems like a Harrison Ford fan. So what does that word mean exactly? Wee!
I'm actually very fond of your movies, sir. I'm also a huge fan of Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford. I hope you can make a good movie. I did not tag you in any post. For your information, yes, that is true. The original tweet from Matthew Kaddish had no taggings of whatsoever about Mangold. I wonder what movies he made. Let's see, Mangold, let's see what, no, probably, let's see, Wiki. That'll be the fastest one without doxing myself. Let's see, the Force, I probably should switch. Going electric, and do not know any of these. Call of the Wild, yeah, I don't think I ever seen this one. It's 2019 based on Jack London's 1903, directed by Chris Sanders, his live action director. Don't know. I'm seeing Ford versus Ferrari. Haven't seen that one yet. And The Greatest Showman. Maybe. Logan. Yeah, probably the Wolverine. Okay, Night Today, and them. No, and now Getting Interrupted, and now Copland. I think I remember seeing a trailer about this long ago, but maybe Oliver and Company. Probably. So he was a writer, director, on the while, producer, acting roles, television, Damnation. I'm gonna have to take a look at this one. The name is familiar. 1 second. One tiny little second. Why is that name familiar? Why is that name familiar? Damnation. When it was about damnation follows a certain man who supposes a preacher, they lies down from stand up on his grave. Yeah, I don't know why the name is familiar, because the story is not clicking. Anyway.
See, I thought fans liked things. I didn't know you meant hating things. The other confusing aspect is that I haven't made the movie yet. But fans
love things until you crap all over them. Yeah, that's pretty much the good point.
And clearly you are positive I'm going to crap all over the face, although I'm not sure why.
You're literally crapping on fans now in your comments. Yeah, he's definitely on point there. He's definitely crapping on fans.
And whose funds are these funds I'm crapping on? What kind of funds are these? They're clearly not Harrison Fund fans, not my fans. Don't see much liking the fans. Help me understand, because I usually, when I approach someone saying I'm a fan, I'm not insulting them.
Look, fans definitely do not like when you crap on their product, and you're saying just because they are fans that they should pretty much accept whatever crap you produce in the name of Indiana Jones? That's not what fans are all about. I am definitely very sorry on that aspect, but you're definitely not understanding or knowing things.
Someone reply you to my address. You should be able to vet that. I thought you were a pro blogger. To me, there's a difference between fans and people with shows. Next time I'll try to hear you out and just correct the facts. I understand.
We'll try to shift his tone while interacting with a number of other Twitter users.
I understand weariness. I live it. I don't know if it'll make you happy, but my team will knock ourselves out trying to make something good. We have to buy any craft of the originals. I hope when you see real images, they'll look better than to you than paparazzi shots from bushes.
Whoa, lot of drama. I looked you up on IMDb. Nice, dude. Don't know what Fuzz is about. You got some I've enjoyed very much, which makes me hopeful for Indy 5. Don't take it personal, mate. Last Indy left us disappointed. We've got issues with KK handling of SW Star Wars. None of what you make a great film.
Thanks, folks. Thanks, okay.
Real talk, if it wasn't another George Lucas IP, since Lucas produced by Kathleen Kennedy, perhaps you heard less concerns, but the Star Wars sequel trilogy fiasco still looms large. Lucasfilm employees belittling fans and attacking them for years doesn't help either.
I understand the play. Just trying to do a good job. Later!
However, Mangold was still taking pot shots at Kaddish's original tweet as well.
Funny, usually when I list reasons for not having high hopes, I don't start with hashtag 21 think Indiana Jones 5 might be good, just let me play it out.
What is interesting about Mangold's comments is that they are in direct contradiction of professed values of Disney and Lucasfilm by company CEO Bob Chapek. If you remember, Chapek was asked about firing Gina Carano back in March during the company. Oh yeah, they said that people should interact with fans like that. Anyway, I don't really see Disney as characterizing itself as left-leaning or right-leaning, yet instead standing for values that are universal, values of respect, values of decency, values of integrity, and values of inclusion. Yeah, nothing shown by Mangold over here. Even though he got milder at the end of his rants, but still. He continued, we seek to have not only how we operate, but the content that we make reflective of the rich diversity of the world we live, and I think that the world we all should live in harmony and peace. James Mangold clearly did not embody those values. He disrespected Matthew Kaddish, showed no decency, and was clearly not inclusive as he began insulting people left and right over their opinions. Yeah, that's definitely something he did. I agree. And that's about it. Very long article, very long video. I want to say film, but I don't know why. One has to wonder why James Mangold has not been fired for this behavior, given Disney claimed to have fired Gina Carano for his social media posts denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities. She did not denigrate anyone, but Mangold definitely did denigrate people. Yeah, he's got a point, the writer of this article, he's got a point. Why didn't Mangold get fired? But Gina Carano did. Double standards, I say. Very large double standards. Anyway, if you like this type of content, stay right here on fucking youtube.com/Jester, the beardless dude, or head to bitchute.com/Jester or minds.com/Jester for exclusive and spicy content. Still, without a beard. Let's call the beard Bob. It's a funny name. I agree with Mr. Bean. Well, Rowan Atkinson. Bob is definitely a very funny name. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a very good fucking night.